going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I saw a post from XDefiant Alerts, and seriously, it is an absolutely amazing one. You know, a lot of people don't want to believe that XDefiant is doing, a pretty good job holding its own, and, has potential to obviously last for a decent amount of time. And, we got some more numbers behind the scenes on what's going on and how many players are actually in this overall experience. And let me tell you, it's pretty dang impressive for a free-to-play game, especially put out by a company that has the reputation that Ubisoft has. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification button. We are actually literally, like I said, so close to 50,000 subscribers. I am just like mind blown how big the XDefiant community truly is. I mean, seriously, we just hit 48,000 subscribers, and we are just flying past that number already. Like, you guys are showing so much love. So, like I said earlier, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, subscribe and hit that bell. And, of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch, grinding out some more XDefiant. And also, for those who don't know, this is a double XP weekend event. So we get to go ahead and grind up some weapons, get some more levels. So you already know I'm going to be hitting that grind pretty crazy. So if you're interested, you want to hang out, and we also host open lobbies, you guys can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. All right, so as I was saying, when it comes to XDefiant and its player count, as you can see from XDefiant Alerts, XDefiant is booming. According to Ubisoft CEO, there have been 11 million unique players in XDefiant. Guillemot said, I believe that's, his name, there's a lot of work to do, but it was able to attract 11 million players in a short time. And that number will increase with all the work done by the team to ensure Season 1 brings a lot more to the existing experience. It's about making the right choices and sticking to them. And you want to know what the craziest part about this is? This is in the preseason, ladies and gentlemen, okay? The preseason isn't even basically the official launch of this game, right? We're building up to the launch with Season 1. We're kind of polishing off the game, getting everybody settled in. The prestige system hasn't even been introduced into the game yet. They're still working on, how the XP is dispersed throughout all the weapons. Season 1, I expect it to be a nice, juicy, big update, along with a decent amount of content. And I think that will be able to, pull in a decent amount of more players. 11 million in preseason. Oh, again, I understand it's free to play, and these numbers are going to be pretty typical. But again, for a game like this, with the production that it has, I think that's not bad whatsoever. Again, I know everybody's going to compare it to being a COD killer and saying this is going to destroy COD and these numbers are going to be brought into the mix, but I'm looking as XDefiant as just, a game by itself, a game that I personally enjoy, a game that I want to see flourish. Again, people have to start looking at me when I, view games like this as a person who doesn't care if the player base falls off. Go back on my channel. Look at what was the name again? Islands of Nine. All these other games. Insurgency, Sandstorm, I support. Plenty of games that are, either have a very small player base now that, died off from their current hype, or games that actually did die completely. I love games, I support games that I personally enjoy. I don't care if the hype is behind it or if the hype isn't behind it. If I like it, I'm going to make content about it, and I'm going to simply enjoy it. And the same thing with XDefiant. I am viewing this game as its own thing. It is XDefiant, right? That's all it is. And to see it be able to pull in these players, to see that a game like this, that's, I know we all want to say it's competing with COD, but it's bringing in all of the Ubisoft, games. Far Cry, it's going to be bringing in Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege, all this different stuff. The Phantom's Echelon, all this different stuff. All those universes combined into a fast-paced arcade game, that kind of honestly counters some of those other games, or the factions that are in XDefiant. But it doesn't matter. People just like the concept of this title. They enjoy the overall experience. And for a free-to-play game, it's surprisingly not so, in your face with give me money. The store hasn't been too insane. They're starting to trickle in, though. I'm telling you, the bundles are going to get so much better with Season 1. But so far, that's all I see them really asking for is just the bundles. The gameplay experience itself is just, it's free access. It's free to simply download the game and enjoy it. And I think people respect that, they enjoy that, and they see a game that has a future where they don't have to hit the reset button every single time they decide to begin a grind, right? Like this game, the plan is to, go the marathon, not the sprint. So we're talking about 2, 3, 4+ years here. People are more willing to hop into experiences like that because they know that they don't have to rush, right? Unless, of course, they want to purchase into a battle pass. They really have to adopt the Halo Infinite system. And I think someone else picked up the system as well. I forget what other games picked up the system where, battle passes don't end. I really despise how that works. Battle passes, once you purchase it, it should be yours and you can complete it at your own pace whenever you want. But that's the only thing so far. And realistically, you don't even have to buy into the battle pass. You could just grind. And by the end of it, if you complete it, you could say, okay, I'm going to cough up the money to buy it, and then I'll get all the stuff. And if you don't complete it, and you can look at what you earned, you could say, well, maybe I'll spend the money, maybe I won't, but, I don't really feel like it, so I'm not going to, you can decide. It's not forced. I just think people really respect the direction that this game is pushing. Hopefully, it keeps the same image, right? We can't guarantee that, but hopefully, it can maintain that same image. But in the actual article itself, like I said, I will leave a link to the article and all the stuff that's being discussed here down in the description of this video. But there's actually a second section that I really enjoyed as well, where the question was, what are your hopes for XDefiant in the future? And the response was, well, outside of it being continually updated with different experiences and optimized gameplay, I love to see it as a serious esport. But really, for a game like this, there's no limit to its future. And we've got a fantastic team on it who are listening to our players and communicating with them, which is so crucial. We've started off strong, but there's still a long way to go, and I'm excited for us to step up to the challenge. Now, what I really loved out of this post is that, the CEO says that they have a fantastic team who are listening to their players and communicating with them, and then hyper-focus on saying, which is so crucial. This is what you want to see, because this means that they are backing up this development team and are willing to allow them to be open no matter what. Even when it comes down to decisions that might kind of mess around with the free-to-play aspect of this game. Remember, like I said earlier, the XP boost towards your attachments, that also affects the camo grind. And, for a CEO of a company that wants this game to thrive, they don't want to see people complete the camos in 5 seconds, so they have nothing else to, incentivize them coming back into the game. Even though they have other things coming within Season 1, they don't want the whole camo grind to be finished within, the preseason. So, they're trying to counter that. But they still allowed the developers to find a middle ground with the community. The community said, no, this is not it. We don't like this. We want it changed. And guess what happened? It changed. I love seeing the CEO back up these developers and give them this freedom to communicate and say that the community is basically just as important as any other factor when it comes to developing a game. We are basically the heart of this game. And it feels good to not only see the developers talking about this, because we always see that. We do. We always see the devs saying this is, a community-driven game and all this stuff. But to see the CEO backing this up as well is just, it's tremendous news. And I personally love to see it. But I want to end you guys off with one last thing here. Just the weekly challenge for the community, a thing that we usually get every single week. Again, they put the score at 50 million score, ladies and gentlemen. 50 million score. Guys, we're at 8 freaking billion, okay? And the goal isn't even 50 million anymore. They cut it. I'm pretty positive they probably had this set at 50 million, but like I said, after the last, few challenges where we have just absolutely just destroyed, demolished those challenges, I'm sure that they're just, changing the value now. Because now it's 100 billion that we need instead of 50 million. But still, this is I think it's still 6 days left by the time I took this picture. It's probably different now because obviously, again, you guys know that I record my videos the day before. So this video is going live on Saturday, which means it's recorded on Friday. But, at the time being, that is just an insane number. And I want you guys to go down to the comment section and let me know what it's currently standing at. Has it gotten even bigger? But still, That's a lot of score, man. And it just shows that this community is strong, it's large, and they enjoy this game, even in the preseason. I have to keep reminding myself of this because this isn't even like, the beginning of what XDefiant is going to be. We are still in the freaking preseason, and we are pumping numbers like this at insane rates. You know what I'm saying? Like, even a year down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, even when competition comes in like Black Ops 6, I really do believe that there's still going to be players enjoying this game. Will it always be, as popular as it is? No. But I think that the current popularity that it has shows that it can still maintain a very strong community. And who knows, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, after it does die down a bit, it can begin to build a harder and harder core fan base. I mean, think of Rainbow Six Siege, another IP that they've been grinding out for ages now. That game started off pretty small, not that big of a community. Again, it did have a, $70, not 70, sorry, I'm so used to the current day prices, $60 price tag attached to it, so you had to buy in to Rainbow Six Siege. So you can't really compare the numbers of players at the beginning. But still, the concept of it growing over time is, what's really important here. You could say whatever you want about Rainbow Six Siege, if you like it now, if you hate it now. Personally, I haven't played it that much. I used to be obsessed with it in the beginning. I kind of fell off. But regardless, even if I fell off or not, I can still recognize and notice that this community has thrived for so long, and they have built such a hardcore fan base, even starting off so small to where it is now. It's very impressive, and I'm hoping that we can get the same thing out of XDefiant. We can start off with a simpler, fan base. It's whatever. We all know the player count's going to drop. It's nothing new. It's a free-to-play game, and you're going to have tons of competition dropping. We're going to have Call of Duty dropping, and then the years to come, we're going to have GTA and all these other insane games coming through. Yes, people are going to drop XDefiant every so often. But I just want to see, when that happens, I want to see a base still being formed of people who still enjoy this game and want to come back consistently, because these numbers are just really blowing me away. And it's good to see. I'm happy to see that a game that, personally I enjoy so much is still getting a decent amount of love. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And if you want to check out any of my live streams, I'll be live today over on Twitch between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.